So I told you about that TV presenter not eating any sugars, and there are more people. This is just an example. So 11, 12 years, Okay, I did fasting 2 years ago, winter time. So the first was 5 days, then it was 7, then it was 14 days. After 14 days having no sugars, I was calm. Not as nervous as I am right now. I was calm and gentle then. So sugar and coffee actually gets me. So that's my experiences. And 3 years within that farm community I lived in, they don't have artificial sugars on the table. So when we have just for festivities, a lot of sugar for the carnival season and stuff, for those baked breads and sweet stuffs, but normally no sugars. I was calmer during those times. So ketchup, there is umami. Woo! And I think umami is the vanilla sense. Or then it could be, if it's not the umami, that's some Japanese something, it is maybe, it is the vanilla sense. And then there is like sweet, salt. We can't stop eating sweet stuff because ages ago when something was ripe, we just ate all of it because later on someone else would pass by and we wouldn't be able to have the rest of those sweet fruits the day after. And also salt, when something tastes salt, on our tongue, we continue eating. We all have made these experiences. So now we have the proof our body isn't ready for going shopping in a supermarket, right? Or looking into our fridges or cellars. Cellaries. Sorry, that was an insider. The celery. So I was an insider. So we can't really stop eating, when we see salt and sweet and start eating it. We just continue. Bitter helps a lot as well. And the herb, like when something tastes herb in German. And bitter exists as well. And sour. So within ketchup, they tried to put in a lot of sugar and also like chopped carrots in a tin can. They would be having added sugars. Just check the tin can. It says it. Sugars as well. That's stupid. So, that's really stupid. But even in macrobiotics, you learn to not buy tin canned food, of course. So, of course, you can't buy stuff in a supermarket. You should go to a farmer and buy there. In a supermarket, I need to avoid most of the products. I went buying stuff today. So I just bought nuts. So there is another thing, the nutritional density. Within intestines and organic oils, the nutritional density is highest. Secondly, it'll be nuts. And then a lot of things follow until it says vegetables. And then on place 14, it says fruits. So even for the sugars, you don't need the fruits, right? So I just go search for nutritional dense food. So that's why I bought nuts today. All the nuts that you have been seeing here. There is a few nuts I don't really want to eat too much of, which would be almond. Me, this is a diet for me. These are the nuts that are also recommended for blood type A. Funnily enough. And others, like the paranut, not really, but the macadamia I can intake. It doesn't stiffen up my blood, as that Adamo he's called found out, by looking at people's blood when adding any, liquid of macadamia nut or sunflower seeds or hemp seeds or chia. So he has a list what foods he recommends for whom. So I bought a lot of nuts today, and lemon juice and cheese. Yeah. So I go after nutritional density, but usually in the supermarkets, all the canned stuff you can't buy, all the unseasonal stuff you can't buy, and the chopped up stuff you can't buy, even if it's fresh, it's not fresh. Once you chop it up, it needs to get into your mouth immediately. That's this macrobiotic thing I told you about, the baby and the mother's milk, because that's a study I kind of believe in now. So, and we know oxidizing stuff, we are having it in the air. An apple rots away as soon as you chop it up. So why don't we just put the things into our mouths, close the mouth, and without any air, we kind of chew it, swallow it, done. That's what macrobiotics kind of learned, taught me. Yes, I've gone through all the stuff here. So that's why we fall, for sugars and sweets, because our tongue is still in a biological kind of state. It was 12,000 years ago and more, maybe. And nowadays we have too much food. So if we eat throughout the day and we have never a fasting period, that's not good. But also people say to do a fasting, like, this 8 to 16 intermittent fasting. Now there is people saying that one puts our body into stress mode. So once you are in stress mode, you aren't recycling your cells, and you don't get rid of stress you have been going through. So, just eat during the day, but then at night, no. We sleep when it's dark. So to actually do all this food thing, because people, they always want to be, slim. So when you look onto any magazines, you will find women that are as slim as possible, and they wouldn't normally be having periods as a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old. Once you are fat enough, your period sets in. When you're ill or in a country where you have no food, the period won't set in. So that one is the reason for wanting to have women and men nowadays very lean. But it's not natural. Natural would be to have these two. So when women are really thin, and I can show you pictures, thin, and there is no fat here on the side. No. And I'm satisfied with how I look like. Not doing sports, just gotten rid of all the fat. You have no that one. These are gone. You look flat, all skinny here. Oh, it looks gross. But you have real thin arms and real thin legs. You know, that's not natural. Men don't lust for a log. They lust for a little bit of here, you know. They are musculous men, so they lust for the opposite, a little bit of this and that one, because within their biology, they also have, you know, the knowledge, even if it's buried in the subconscious and they don't really think about it. They wanna procreate. Can you procreate with this? No, this better. Both works, but the baby is more happy here. That's why they have it in the news magazines. And also it's really difficult to do this body. You need to be in stress 24/7. Not eat at all. Or doing keto. Keto gets you lean as well because you have no sugar intake. So I told you about that raw thing here. People say, the raw milk will make you sick, and raw eggs as well. There is a von der Planitz. Talking about raw butter and milk a lot. And eggs.